Welcome back to the Seesaw and another week of our family dinners. It's Monday night and tonight I've got just a quick one pot dinner. It's a kind of chili rice mix bake, not really a bake because it's done on the stovetop. Essentially I took a carton of mince and a chopped onion and just browned that all together in the pan. Then I added a can of chopped tomatoes, some sliced mushrooms, about 500 mils of stock, and then I added a mug full of rice, and then some seasonings. I added Worcestershire sauce, pepper, no salt because I was adding stock, some cumin, some chili flakes and some garlic. Just combined that all together, brought it to a boil, covered the pan, let it cook for about 20 minutes until the rice was all cooked through, and then just put a little bit of grated cheese over the top and popped it in the oven just to melt the cheese for about 10 minutes. So simple, one pot, quite healthy. You could easily, I've seen versions of this recipe that have been advertised as Slimming World friendly, so definitely would fit in with Slimming World plan if you use the cheese as your healthy extra. But all in all, just a tasty supper. You could add, again, whatever kind of vegetables you wanted. You could add peppers and that sort of thing as well. And add whatever flavours you wanted, really. And we've just got a little tray of garlic bread there just to have as a side dish. So Monday night, start of a new week, and we've got a chili beef one pot with, it's actually not beef, it's turkey mince, so a chili one pot with garlic bread. Hi everybody, it's Tuesday evening and tonight we're having slow cooker chicken with baked potatoes and some salad. This chicken is a kind of slow cooker version of beer can chicken. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but essentially you take a can of beer, you open the can, and then you sit the chicken onto the can. It's not a very ladylike position for the chicken, but you sit her on the can. You then put it in a barbecue and you cook it for several hours, and as the beer heats up and evaporates, the steam from the beer kind of creates a nice flavour on the chicken. You can do that in a crock pot, but you have to do a few odd little things. So you don't want the chicken to sit in the beer cooking all day. So what I do is I just roll up some balls of tin foil and put those in the bottom of my slow cooker, and then I pour the beer. I've also done this with cider, and pour that around so it just sits in the bottom, and then you sit your chicken on top of the foil, so all the steam and the vapors from the liquid in the bottom come up and go through the chicken, but you don't have it sitting in the liquid all day, which is kind of almost like boiled chicken, which would be different. And then I seasoned the chicken. I took a little bit of butter, and then I made a seasoning mix with paprika, salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, tarragon, some garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. I took a spoonful of that and mixed it in with the softened butter and spread that under the skin of the chicken, and then I sprinkled the rest over the chicken, so those flavours kind of went through the chicken as the moisture came up, or the liquids came up from the steam came up from the beer in the bottom. And so it's just fall apart chicken, as it always is if you cook it in the crock pot. Everything just falls apart. I have managed to preserve 2 of the drumsticks, and we've got the wings there, and then the rest is just all of the meat that's just fallen off the bone of the chicken. So Tuesday night supper, slow cooker beer can chicken with baked potatoes and salad. Hi everybody, so we've made it to Wednesday and hump day, and tonight we're having a Wednesday night fake away. So we've got fish and chip supper. So these are just the breaded fish portions from Aldi, and then I've got some frozen chips cooked in the active fryer, and then I've got mushy peas, and Caleb and Tony have got garden peas. So quite a simple fish and chip supper for a Wednesday night. Hi everybody, it's Thursday evening and tonight we've got a cheesy sausage croissant bake. This is, as you know, we quite enjoy having breakfast foods for dinner, Brinner. And this is sort of a variation on that. Now, if you've ever lived in the States, or you know people in the States, or you've looked at recipes in the States, you'll find they quite often refer to something called crescent rolls, which you buy in a can. We can't get those here, not general. I'm sure there are some places that sell them. But they do now in some grocery stores have started to sell croissants in a can. They're not exactly the same, but you can use the croissant dough for a number of the things that you would use the crescent roll dough for in the States. So this starts with a can, and I will just show you. This is the one that we use, the Just Roll croissants. You unroll, you unwrap the can and it pops open and gives you the dough, and you break it into triangles, roll it up and bake croissants. If you keep the dough together, I used it to line this casserole dish, and you just kind of push the seams together a little bit, so it fully lined the bottom and a little bit up the sides. Then I took a pack of sausages, so about a 500 gram pack. You could use 500 grams of sausage meat if you wanted. Browned it I took the skins off the sausages and just browned the meat in a skillet. I added some mushrooms, but you could add onion, pepper, chilies, whatever you wanted really at that point, just until it was nicely browned. I then put that over the top of the croissant dough, then sprinkled over some cheese. I used a combination of cheddar and mozzarella to give it the nice gooey cheesiness of the mozzarella, but the nice sharp taste of the cheddar. I then took 6 eggs and a cup of milk, whisked those together with a tiny bit of hot sauce and some pepper. I didn't add salt because there's lots of seasoning in the sausage, but if you were using a plain sausage meat, you probably want to add salt and maybe even some other herbs and spices to the egg mixture too. Poured that over the top in the oven, 180 degrees for about 30-35 minutes. You can see the tops of the croissants are just starting to turn there, which is okay for us because we don't mind that, but you might want to take it out a few minutes earlier. You just need to make sure that the eggs are obviously set all the way through. So it's a bit like a quiche, it's a bit like a breakfast casserole, breakfast bake, but it's just a variation on a theme for if you want to have kind of breakfast foods for dinner. I've cut a slice off, you can see there the egg, the sausage, the cheese, and then the croissant layer on the bottom. We're going to have it with baked beans tonight, just to keep the breakfast sort of theme up, but you could easily have this with a salad. It would make great leftovers to have with some salad the next day for lunch. So yeah, just a variation on a breakfast for dinner type meal for us. It's a cheesy sausage croissant casserole. So after a couple of weeks of Friday fake away, we've succumbed to actual takeaway this week. I'm really tired, it's been quite a long week. So we've just ordered pizza. I've got the veggie pizza, that's my favourite. The boys have already taken theirs. Caleb's got a cheese pizza and Tony's got a Hawaiian pizza. So a proper takeaway for this Friday night to start the bank holiday weekend. Hi everybody, it's Saturday night, and although we had pizza proper takeaway last night, we are having a fake away of burgers tonight. So we've got crinkle cut chips, which were done in the actor fryer, and then Caleb has got just a normal beef burger, a frozen quarter-pounder burger with a slice of cheese melted on the top. Tony and I have got the Aldi chicken burgers, and the topping on ours is this. It's jalapeno, Monterey Jack jalapeno burger melts. These just look so good. And it smells really great. So it's just cheese and jalapenos. Once your burgers are cooked, you put them on the grill pan, put a slice of that on the top. They come in little rounds, perfect size for burgers. Put them under the grill for a couple of minutes and it all melts down over the top of the burger. But underneath there, we have got the Aldi chicken burgers. I've also done a few mushrooms and onions just to have something else on top of the burgers. We've got some lettuce ready to go. And then we've got a choice of buns. We've got the seeded buns and we've got just regular soft buns. So ready to have our Saturday night fake away of burgers and chips. Hi everybody, so we're back to Sunday evening, but it's a bank holiday weekend, so it doesn't feel like Sunday evening. So after a couple of weeks break from the traditional, we've gone for very traditional roast pork dinner tonight. So I bought a roasting joint, the crackling leg joint from Aldi. It's cooked up really nicely. So we've got roast pork, we've got roasties done in the actor fryer and some steamed vegetables. That's mine. There's Caleb's. We have of course got a pot of applesauce for the side, and over here you can see we've got a lovely piece of pork crackling as well, which Tony and I will share. Caleb doesn't like crackling yet. I'm sure he will at some point develop that love of something that's just really, really bad for you. But Tony and I like it, so we'll share that. So off to enjoy a Sunday night roast. Thank you for joining us on the SeeSaw this week, and we hope to see you back soon.